Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Riley's Redzone here with another YouTube video, and today I'm breaking down the film of Mac Jones, the quarterback from Alabama. Now, I would like to give a shout out to Reese Fresh here for commenting and suggesting I do a breakdown of Mac Jones, and also wondering the question, are his wide receivers elevating his play? It's a very good question. We're going to find that out today in this film breakdown. That's a very good point. He has some amazing wide receivers. First of all, I want to thank every single one of you for watching these videos and really supporting them. These are some of my highest viewed ones so far, so I really appreciate the support. Have gained already some new subscribers from it, so thank you all for the support. I really appreciate it. And the Zach Wilson video is already in my top 3 most views of all time, and it's been less than 2 weeks, so I really appreciate that. I'm gonna have some extra time this week with Thanksgiving break, so I might be able to get out a few extra videos, so thank you all for the support. Now today, Mac Jones, he's from Alabama like I mentioned. He's a junior, meaning he could declare for the draft. He could choose to return, but he has the eligibility he needs. Now, as mentioned, he has some of the greatest receiving cores, maybe even in the last decade. You know, right now they have Devontae Smith, who's an absolute stud. I'll be excited to watch the film on him. He's amazing. And Jalen Waddle is an absolute stud as well. And he's surrounded with Najee Harris, Alex Leatherwood, some great running back play and linemen. That offense is stacked, with also the best college coach, I'll say it, of all time. So he's surrounded with everything he needs. Now, the question today will be, is he good by himself? So we're going to be watching him play 3 games in 2020 against Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia. So this should be very interesting to watch. We'll find out, is he good by himself, or does he maybe need that perfect situation around him? So I do want to mention, quick before I get into the film, Alabama runs a lot of RPOs, whole ton of them. So I cut out a lot of them because they're kind of simple plays. If you don't know what they are, they're run-pass options. Basically, the quarterback can choose whether to hand the ball off or throw it to pretty much a preset read. Maybe it's a slant, a drag, a curl, one of those types of plays. So it's very simple. So I'm cutting out a lot of those because unless you really make a mistake on it, there's no way to mess that up. And there's no positive to it either. You're just kind of running the system. So that's why I'm cutting a lot of those plays out. And I do also want to mention, comment down below who you want me to break down next. Currently on the list, I do have Kyle Trask and Justin Fields, but keep suggesting players. And that proves you need to get your name on there right away. Otherwise, you know, it might take a little bit longer for me to get to your players. So make sure to comment down below who else I need to break down. So with that being said, let's watch him first versus Texas A&M. First play we're going to see here is a 3rd and 8. Jones is going to step up and make a throw, and it is caught, and that's going to be a touchdown. So, looking at this one, honestly, the wide receiver's wide open. It's not an ideal throw. It's not terrible. He does put it in front of his receiver to go get it and get the touchdown, but it's honestly almost a little overthrown. He had to reach out there, almost dropped it, but pretty decent throw there. They get the touchdown out of it. 3rd and 9 here. Jones dropping back, fires deep, wide open receiver, and it is caught. So looking at this one, honestly, dude gets wide open, the defender just drops. It would have been a wide open catch anyways, but the defender literally dropped. So he high points it so only his receiver can get it. I like that. Once again, is it where I would place it? Probably not. You know, I'd give him more space to run if I were trying to make that throw. But I do like that he puts it in a spot where only his receiver catches it. 1st and 5 here. Fakes the screen outside, throws it, and it is caught. This is very good placement, honestly. Fake screen there to the left, and he high points it and once again puts it in a spot where only his dude's going to get it or nobody does. That's a really good throw. 1st and 10 here. Jones is going to end up checking it down, and this is a smart decision. I want to include this one in here. They run a lot of RPOs, and he takes a lot of checkdowns, which is honestly a good thing if you're in Alabama's offense. Why not give it to your playmakers and let him go get the 1st down? He's not risky with the football so far, so I actually like this decision from Jones here to take that. First and 10, little play action. Jones is going to throw to the left, and that is a good throw, I guess. It's complete. This is once again an example. Are any of these throws perfect so far? Honestly, not really. He kind of throws it high there for Jalen Waddle, but he gets it anyway. So he puts it in the general area of his receiver. Third and 10, had to include this in there because it is an interception on a stat line, but there's nothing he can do here. Great play by the D lineman to pressure him and bat the ball away. Third and 1, Jones rolls out to his left, evades the pocket, and almost completes it. Good pocket awareness here. He rolls out here. Good juke move, kind of stepping back like Mahomes would do. Not a great throw, though. Good effort. But once again, it's in the area, but not a pitch-perfect throw there. First and 10, Jones throws to the right, and that's caught. Good read here in general. It's a decent throw again here to Jalen Waddle. Just overall a good read. First and 10 here, dropping back, fires to the right, and that is caught by Devontae Smith with a nice juke move and keeps going. And he got a lot of yards out of that. And see, this is what we like to see from Jones. He reads it very well, sees his playmaker open on the curl route, and makes a move for the first down. So once again, he's smart with the football. We haven't seen the best throws yet, but he's very smart with the football. First and 10, Jones looking to his right the whole play. He sees the mismatch, and this is a very interesting throw. I actually really like this one. He back shoulders it to Najee Harris very well. Puts it in the spot where only he can get it. That's a really nice throw. I like that one a lot. We've seen so far he's great at putting it and high pointing the ball in a spot where only his guy gets it. Later in the game here, 3rd and 2 for Jones. Smart man here. He just takes the check down, gets it to his playmaker, easy first down. He doesn't need to be the hero and make the big play. He just takes what the defense gives him, easy first down. Good read. First and 10, Jones dropping back, fires, and overthrow. So this one is not an ideal throw, but he once again puts it in a spot where only his dude gets it or nobody does. In this case, nobody does. First and goal. He's looking left the whole time. He sees Devontae Smith, and that's a beautiful throw. I really like that throw right there. He once again proves the high point passes. He's got a beautiful one where he puts it where only his dude gets it or nobody does. So that's a really beautiful throw there. 3rd and 8, Jones dropping back, pump fakes it, fires deep, and that's going to be incomplete. This is one, I'm sorry, you need to complete this. Finally takes another deep shot, and great pump fake, I guess, here. I think you need to make this play. He's leading the receiver kind of in the opposite direction instead of throwing it to the sidelines. I like to give benefit of the doubt on guys, but I think he probably should have completed that one. 2nd and 22. He's in big trouble here, but he fires it deep, and he's wide open. Touchdown. So, this is a prime example. I like what I'm seeing so far, but this is one where the dude's wide open. If you don't make this throw, it's not good if you're wanting to go for the NFL level. And he underthrows it, in my opinion. If that's not Jalen Waddle, he might be caught there because the quarterback put it too far behind him. Honestly, he had to reach back all the way to get that ball. So I like what I'm seeing, but this is another example, kind of gets bailed out from the receiver, to be honest, in my opinion. 2nd and 8 here. Play action for Jones. Stepping into the throw. Firing deep. It's going to end up being incomplete, but he does draw a PI call out of it. So he does everything right here. Steps into it. Is it a perfect throw? No. But honestly, that DB had him absolutely covered. Tried to go the back shoulder route, and I like that because it's less risky. And he got the PI call out of it. 2nd and 8. Jones is going to step up in the pocket, fire it deep, and that is going to be caught. Touchdown, Alabama. So that's a good throw. Once again, it is the receiver's wide open. You need to complete this throw if he's that wide open. But he makes a much better throw this time compared to the one to Waddle, where he leads his guy a little bit more in stride so he can go ahead and score the touchdown. So that was a pretty good throw by Jones there. So that was the first game against Texas A&M. And what do I have to say so far? He's a very smart quarterback. He's not taking too many chances. The one interception there was kind of just luck, to be honest. So he's looking very good with the football in his hands, making smart decisions, taking the checkdowns when he needs to. That's completely fine. what I like also is his back shoulder and his high point pass. The high point pass might be one of the better ones I've seen so far. Puts it in spots where only his guy gets it or nobody gets it. Something I would like to see improved, maybe some of those deep throws like I've seen a few times here in the NFL. You know, when guys are faster on defense, his receivers could end up being caught instead of scoring touchdowns because he might be underthrowing some of them. He improved it there at the end, but for example, that Waddle one, if that's not Jalen Waddle, that might be, you know, he might be tackled before he gets to the end zone. So, not really much though. Here's the thing, he can't control how good his receivers are. It's very true, his receivers are outstanding and honestly helping him a lot statistically and how wide open these guys are getting, but he can't control that. He's following the system very well, so that's what I'll say. There's nothing crazy special about him. But there's not many weaknesses, to be honest, either. I think we'll have to watch this next game and kind of see maybe if we can find any super strengths or super weaknesses. So let's watch his game against Ole Miss. 2nd and 10 here. Jones fires over the middle, caught by Jalen Waddle, and more room to run. And this is a good read overall by Mac Jones. Surveys the field, finds his guy over the middle. Honestly, he had to throw it over the ref. Nevertheless, the linebacker, he had to throw it over the ref too. So that's a beautiful read and throw by Mac Jones. 1st and 10, very quick throw here to the right side. It's a touchdown. Had to include it because it's a touchdown on his record, but this is just a system read following what the play was. 1st and 10, Jones dropping back, fires, and that is going to be a good decision because he once again reads the defense, sees his dude just crossing right there. Why don't I take these easy yards? Almost gets a touchdown out of it. Good surveying the field. 1st and 10, fake the run here and just throws it. Once again, a system read, but reads the defense well and sees that his guy on the slant is going to be open. 1st and 10, another example here of reading the defense well, gets a good throw to his guy for a 1st down. So here we see it here, looks to his right, looks immediately back to his left, and throws it to the open receiver. 2nd and 14, Jones is going to fire, and that is overthrown a little bit here. Put a little too much on this one. I think he thought it was going to be closer to the sideline, kind of, but it's just a little out of reach. He once again, we see it where he puts it in a spot only his guy gets it, but in this case, you know, he probably should have just thrown a normal pass instead of a high point. 2nd and 12, dropping back, throws to the left, good throw, another great read, finds the open guy, and they get a huge gain out of it. 1st and 10 here, Jones going to drop back, throw it, and it's going to be dropped. It's more the receiver's fault, though, on this one. It's not a bad throw. Definitely, I think it might have been the receiver getting scared of that corner, honestly. It's not a bad throw. Just ended up dropping it. Jones going to drop back, looking left, and he's going to scramble. It's our first scramble we've seen. Look at him fight for the 1st down. He even dives for it. I like to see that effort on the play. Good mobility here. Sees that there's open space to the left side. I don't think he quite gets it, but good effort. 1st and 10, Jones off the play action, sidesteps, and makes a bad throw. Should have been intercepted. I like the pocket mobility here, just escapes, but then this throw, there's 3 guys in the area. Should have been intercepted on that one. Not very good there. 2nd and 10, Jones going to drop back, step up in the pocket. I like to see that. Makes a throw, and that is beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is what I like to see. Stepping up in the pocket on the run, off his back foot. This is something like we saw with Zach Wilson last week, and puts it in a spot where only his dude can catch it. That might be his best throw so far. That was beautiful. 2nd and 5 here, Jones makes a good throw to the outside, sees the open receiver, and gets a 1st down. 3rd and 7 here for Jones, dropping back, looking left the whole time. Not a bad decision, it's dropped, but I like him seeing his best playmaker, Devontae Smith, going for him. Honestly, you can make the case there's pass interference on this play, so it just ends up incomplete, but not a bad decision by Mac Jones there. 1st and 15, Jones going to drop back, fired over the middle, and that is an awesome throw. Honestly, he fits it in there between 3 defenders and the ref. Again, that is a nice throw by Jones. 1st and goal, play action, Jones throws it, a quick pass there, and they get a touchdown out of it. 3rd and 2. Jones looking right the whole time. Oh my goodness, that was a very interesting throw. I like this one again. Could he have led his receiver upfield? I think he probably should have. Figuratively, would have got more yards out of it. But he high points the ball again. So this is another one where, could you have done better? Yes. But he puts it in a spot where only his guy gets it or nobody gets it. I personally like that throw. 1st and 10. Jones looking to pass here. Steps to the right and makes a nice throw over the middle. Good read. Kept the play alive himself. And that's a decent throw to the wide open receiver. 1st and 10, little fake run here, stepping into his throw and fits it right in there to Jalen Waddle. This is a nice play here. Reads the defense, steps into it so he can zip it right into that window. Good read. 1st and 10, Jones looking to pass, fires it deep, and that's going to be caught. Wow, that I don't know about the throw, honestly. I think this is more impressive of a catch. But still, for him to throw it that far, that easily, the dude's wide open. He once again leads him inside. I don't like that. Honestly, you need to throw it a bit farther and lead him to the sideline so he can keep going for a touchdown, or at least make it easier to catch for him. Because if that's not Jalen Waddle, that's another example. Jalen Waddle is amazing. So, honestly, not a perfect throw there, but they get a great play out of it. Well, we just watched the second game out of 3 for today's episode, and I'm starting to get an idea of who this is. My comparison so far is honestly just a better A.J. McCarron. That maybe doesn't sound very good, but he makes some nice reads, but the problem is he doesn't have anything super special about him. There's some very good things I like to see here. He's got a great back shoulder throw. He isn't too risky with the football, puts it in places where only his guy gets it. But just a little things that could be improved. Like we saw multiple times there. Even that play at the end. That should be, if the guy's open, you need to make it easy for him to catch. And there he underthrew it and let him inside. And I don't like to see that. But he's got some interesting potential. Honestly, I don't think the ceiling is very high for Mac Jones, but the floor is very high. So I don't think he's ever going to be bad. He's going to be at least a baseline of a really good backup in the NFL. Baseline. And he could be a potential starter. But so far, I think he's just kind of running the system, making good reads by himself, and that's great to see. But there's no crazy arm talent or maybe some mobility aspect, anything of that makes him extremely special. So let's watch him against Georgia. 1st and 10, Jones is going to look to throw, try to fire it, and it's going to end up being intercepted. Another one of bad luck. I actually watched this game. This is one of the few games so far that I've actually seen some of it before breaking down the whole thing. I only saw a little bit of the beginning, but I remember it was back-to-back interceptions. But there's nothing he can do here. Just gets batted out of his arms and then tipped and unfortunately caught by a Georgia defender. So nothing he can do there. 1st and 10, Jones is going to step up into his throw so he can easily get it there, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown, Alabama. That is a beautiful throw. He steps into it so he can effortlessly get the ball to his receiver and leads him in stride. We didn't see him last game do that, and this game he does. That's a beautiful throw, leads him in stride so it falls right into his hands. Easy play. That was awesome. Beautiful throw. 3rd and 10 for Jones. He's stepping back and takes the check down here. This is where I don't think you necessarily want to take a check down. I understand putting the ball in the hands of your playmakers, but this is one where it's 3rd and 10. I think you should at least try a little bit more to get a first down. So he takes a check down, and this time I wouldn't agree with that decision. 1st and 10, dropping back. Jones steps into it again, and it's just a little high. Is this catchable? Yes, but looking at it, he does it again. He puts it in a spot where only his guy gets it, but in this one, he's wide open. You just throw it normally, and he gets this pass complete. Once again, could he have caught it? Yes, but this needs to be a little bit of a better throw. 3rd and 7, dropping back, stepping into it, and a little underthrown on that one. I see what he was trying to do. The guy at the top was making his break, if you look at that one, so he probably could have thrown it there, but it ends up being incomplete. 1st and 10, Jones looking to pass, tries to fake out the defender, fires it deep, and it's a little overthrown. At least he puts it where it can't be intercepted, but interesting decision here. Nice movement in the pocket, but this was kind of a forced decision. Kind of reckless a little bit here. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. 1st and 10, Jones looking to pass. I think the receiver actually hits a double move, and that's a nice throw for a first down. Actually, look at that route right there. That was beautiful. I thought it was a slant at first, but he faked going the other way. So that was beautiful, both by the receiver and a good throw by Mac Jones. 1st and 10. Jones looking to throw. Fires it and barely fits it in there. I thought it could have been intercepted there. A decent read, just takes what's available, but lucky this one couldn't have been intercepted there. So I guess an interesting play there. 3rd and 2, dropping back. He finds the wide open tight end. I like this read a lot. It's not 3rd and 10, it's 3rd and 2. Let's just take the easy check down there, wide open. Great patience there, waiting for the open guy, and gets the easy 1st down. 1st and 10, little play action here. He's going to fire it deep, and that's going to be caught. He does it again. It's Jalen Waddle, but he puts it in a spot where it's only Waddle that gets it. So nice stepping into it, and it's going to be caught. It's a nice placement, I guess. It's not like perfect, but he puts it where only Waddle can get it and nobody else. So I like that throw right there. 3rd and 9, dropping back. He's going to roll out to his left, points his receiver, and throws it for the 1st down. Good read there. Takes what the defense gives him, able to make something happen outside the pocket, and finds the open guy. 2nd and 7, Jones dropping back, fires it. Nice throw here, touchdown to Devontae Smith. This is a nice throw. Makes it where only he can get him. Throws it a little behind him, but they get a touchdown. That's a pretty good throw. 1st and 10, Jones fires it, and it's going to be caught. He high points it again. We see it again. He's great at throwing the high point where only his guy gets it or nobody gets it. So that's a nice throw there. 1st and 10 here, Jones dropping back, makes something happen in the pocket and finds this guy over the middle, and that's actually pretty good. Now, it is a 2-minute drill here, and they were actually able to get a field goal because it's college rules, so the clock didn't start till they got back up, so they spiked it, kick a field goal, but in the NFL, that would not be what you'd want to do, but if we take this as a normal play, that's actually a pretty good read. 2nd half now, here's a 3rd and 4. He's looking left the whole time and ends up being sacked. So, can you do anything about the sack? No, but look at that. Devontae Smith was screaming, "I'm wide open," and he doesn't even look to the right. So he probably could have completed it there if he looked that direction, but unfortunately he just didn't even see him there. 2nd and 9, dropping back. Jones steps into it, fires it deep. It's gonna be caught. Even though that defender fell down to the ground, that's Jalen Waddle again. Even if that defender didn't break his ankles and fell down to the ground, it's still a good throw on this post route here. A deep post, I think, at least if they meant to have him go back inside. Great route by Jalen Waddle, but a decent throw by Mac Jones there. Huge play in this game. 1st and 10, we got a little play action. Tosses it back to Jones, fires it, and it's going to be caught. Underthrown, in my opinion. Lucky this guy caught it, but had to include that in there because this is a big play. But a little underthrown. But once again, puts it in the spot where only his guy can catch it, so that's a positive of that play. But maybe a little underthrown if they're going for the touchdown. 3rd and 9, throwing to the right. It's going to be incomplete. Not too much you can really do on this one, honestly, if he is going to throw that direction. Puts it in the spot where only his guy gets it, but nobody gets it on this one. 2nd and 15 here. Jones looking to throw, fires it pretty deep. It is dropped by Jalen Waddle. I believe they got a PI call out of it. Could have been caught as well. So this is actually a pretty good throw, and it leads to a PI anyways, even if it wouldn't have been caught. 2nd and 9. Jones dropping back, looking to the back of the end zone, and it is caught. Unbelievable throw to Devontae Smith. This is the last play we're looking at in this game. And he once again high points it. That's his strength. Puts it where only his guy can get it. And that is a beautiful throw. Great way to end out the film session. Well, now that we've watched 3 games of Mac Jones, let's answer that original question from Reese Fresh. Are his receivers elevating his play? The answer? Yes. Not as much, though, as I think some people say. He's not being carried. He's being helped, that's for sure. So the answer, I'd say, is yes. But he has some potential on his own. And speaking of potential, I would give him a draft grade of day 2. And that's kind of vague. If you don't know about the NFL draft, there's 3 days. Day 1 is round 1. Day 2 is rounds 2 and 3. And then 4 through 7 are the 3rd day. So I think he's a second to third round prospect. In my personal opinion, if I was a GM, I would take him in the third round. Now, I could definitely see him being taken in the second round. That's why I put day 2. And I do not think he should fall below the third round. And here's the reason why. He has some great building blocks. He follows the play calls very well. He does not take many risks. There were a few plays that probably should have been intercepted, but there were not many. And besides that, the other 2 interceptions he had were off of tipped passes. So, definitely, he's not a risk taker, and I like that. And when he does, he puts the ball in a spot where only his receiver can catch it, or nobody catches it, and so it's not an interception. That's very important that you do that, so it's not intercepted, because that can really hurt you in the NFL, throwing picks like that. So I'd like to see that. His back shoulder, pretty decent throw. Maybe not Zach Wilson level that we looked at last week, but pretty darn good. So I like to see that. Now, the negatives, he can't control how good of a school he's at and how good his receivers are. I will say I cut out a lot of plays in this video. That is why this video is shorter compared to the other film breakdowns. I didn't want to necessarily include all of the RPOs and the checkdowns because he takes a lot of them, and they're just basically system reads. The checkdowns aren't always, and those are smart, but the RPOs are literally preset plays, so I didn't include many of those, but he runs a lot of that. So I stick with my comparison, I think, which is a better version of A.J. McCarron. Now, let me say this, for example. I think this dude is better than Daniel Jones, for example. I think, he's got a lot of potential, and in certain drafts, he would be a first-round pick, I think, in some drafts. But I just don't think so this year. I'm being honest. Out of the quarterbacks I've looked at, I'm assuming Lawrence and Fields would be my top 2. Then I'd go Zach Wilson, but there's a chance, honestly, I put Zach Wilson number 2 because he looked amazing. But so worst case scenario, those are my top 3. Then we have to look at Kyle Trask. But I was not a huge fan of Trey Lance, and I would put Lance above Mac Jones. And so once again, I was not a huge Lance fan, but I am going to put Mac Jones below that. So the best Mac Jones could be is number 5, and he could be 6 because of Kyle Trask, and then if any other player starts to emerge. But so I'm just not into the first round hype, but I am going to say this. I know a perfect fit for him. If he could somehow go to New England, he'd follow the system beautifully. He's very smart. He's very intelligent, takes what the defense gives him. Not a huge risk taker. So once again, to kind of conclude my thoughts here, he's a high floor, low ceiling guy, meaning the worst he's gonna be, and I'm gonna say this, the worst he's gonna be is like a Chase Daniel, maybe even a Nick Foles, where he's kind of a backup that can easily step in and play for you 100%. He's never gonna be terrible in this league. Or Case Keenum, he's never gonna be terrible. He's very startable quality. Do I ever think he's gonna be a top 15 quarterback? Not necessarily. His ceiling could be maybe like a Kirk Cousins or something. I don't see the top first-round pick potential in this guy, but he does have a lot of great skill sets that a team could use right away. Maybe you put him behind a current quarterback like a Matt Ryan or a Cam Newton for another year, and then you go from there. So he has a lot of skills, just maybe not the huge potential. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for the support on the last 2 draft analysis videos. I'm really pleased that people are finding my channel because of them, and I think I've really found something that you guys seem to enjoy. And once again, comment down below, who do you want me to break down next? It does not have to be a quarterback, but also as a reminder, watch out soon for a Kyle Trask, and then after that, a Justin Fields breakdown. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.